Welcome back. So today I thought I'd talk a little bit about applique and how to, some of the little tips and secrets I've learned for successful applique with the tambour hook. So what will happen if you just put one fabric on top of the other, even if you tack it down, once you start to tambour, because tambour start such a tight stitch around the edge, it will start to pucker up. If you want that kind of texture, then that's absolutely fine. Some people do. But if you want a flatter bonding of the two fabrics, you're going to need to use something to bond the two bits together. So I love this product. It's called Misty Fuse. I am not affiliated with this product. It's just something I found really works. And why I like it for the finer couture fabrics is it's just like a web of glue. So basically all I've done here is cut out my shape, my petal shape, whatever that would be, like this. You put that face down on the ironing board and you put a silicone sheet over the top, otherwise this all ends up on the back of your iron, and you bond those two together. This will all melt away and then you'll get left with an element like this with the Misty Fuse glue on the back, and you just put it into place, put the silicone sheet on top and iron it. Now the iron needs to be on cotton setting with no steam, and that's what gives me these really nice flat pieces to work on. Now you can see with my first petal that down here at the base it wasn't completely fused, so when I started stitching I got a little bubble. Now personally I prefer that because I'm probably going to come back and do another layer here because I don't like very 1D dimensional elements in my work. This piece here was very well bonded, so it is a little bit too flat. So now that I'm doing this one, I'm hoping that this one will also get a little bit of that puffy movement as I go around. Now I'm using metallic thread because that's something that I enjoy working with, but that does make this whole, executing this whole thing successfully a little bit trickier. And I am also using my very sharp, fine number 70 hook. So this is not my normal French hook. This is a super sharp, ultra fine Russian hook that I have. And what I find with applique is when you're going through multiple layers of fabric, some people will automatically go to a big needle in their hook like a 90 and to make a bigger hole, but I don't find that successful. I actually find that going to a really sharp 70 is actually the most helpful. And one of the other things you have to consider is the two fabrics that you're bonding together. So this is actually silk dupion, but I've painted this with fabric paints to get this beautiful iridescent finish. So that actually makes my fabric much stiffer and in some ways easier for applique work and in other ways harder, because once I've painted my fabrics, when you start ironing them, you can have serious little accidents of melting. So always use a silicone sheet whenever you're using Misty Fuse or delicate fabrics like this. So hopefully that was helpful, because using applique in your couture embroidery will add an extra layer of interest and texture, but it can be just a little bit tricky to navigate. So let me know in the comments below if this was helpful, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next time. Ciao.